Hey, Jim here from 3J Music. So today I'm starting something a little bit different for the channel. I feel like I say that a lot, but this will really be different than anything I've done up to this point. I am writing and recording an album or an EP. I haven't decided which one yet. I guess it depends on how many songs I end up with. I have technically written and released 3 albums since 2020. Officially released 2 of them. They're all available on the channel. But this is the first time that I've wanted to document the process. So the plan is to do a series of videos and take you along with me. Of course, we will talk about the gear and the recording process and just, everything along the way. I've already chosen 3 songs for this project. They're 3 older songs of mine, and demo versions are available on the oldest playlist that I put up on the channel years ago. That's done pretty well with the views. Of these 3 songs, I've already determined that one of them will be the opening track, one of them will be the closing track, and obviously the third one will be somewhere in the middle. In this, the first video of the series, we will focus on recording the opening track. This is a song called The Test, and it was literally just that. It was the first thing that I wrote when I bought my first drum machine, over 20 years ago. It was the Boss Dr. Rhythm DR3. I usually use software now, Easy Drummer or MT Power Kit, or, well, pretty much just those 2, but I'm going to dust off the old drum machine and I'm going to re-record this song. This is a song that I played for a good friend of mine years ago when I wrote it, and his response was, wow, that's pretty cool. Whether it's pretty cool or not is up to you to decide, but this friend of mine was always supportive of the music that I wrote and always listened and always gave me feedback. And we lost him earlier this year, and I was kind of thinking about him. So this is kind of dedicated to him, especially this track. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the whole process and all the gear, whatever we decide to use, and let's get started playing a long game. Okay, right now we're going to start out by recording The Test, which I've already determined to be the opening track, and it'll be the easiest one to record because it's the shortest, it's the oldest, and while a couple of the other older songs that I plan on re-recording in this process, I'll have to probably find new drum beats or, similar drum beats to the old drum beats. This drum beat I'll never forget because this is the first thing that I recorded when I bought the Boss Dr. Rhythm DR3. That was a long time ago. So the drums for this one will be really easy. And I cheated a little bit, and I already jumped ahead and tested out some of the amps or amp models that I plan on using, and I did find a setting in Easy Mix to enhance the drums a little bit. I don't typically use Easy Mix that much, but the DR3 is 30-year-old technology, maybe. Probably needs a little bit of help. We'll see in the end, but yeah. Let's record that drum track. Okay, so there's that, and it's possible that I extended that a little bit longer than it needed to be. Um, Once I grab the bass, we'll find out. Okay, so I did run that first recording a little too long. My first mistake on the very first thing that I showed you. Yay. So I re-recorded that off camera. I just put in one extra verse according to the buttons on the DR3. So it was just a little longer than it was supposed to be. So I went back and I re-recorded it without the last verse. I just left a little bit of space after, if you can see that, left a little bit of space after the drums. This is where I'll cut off the recording in case there's any reverb, echo, anything that needs to fade out, because the drums end very abruptly. So, okay, so we got our drum track down. This was super easy. This is the easiest any of that's going to be. And from here on, we'll record the bass and then we'll record the guitar. Okay, so we're going to make an attempt at a bass track here. I'm using this old Ibanez Sound Gear bass that I've had forever, and I'll be using the Foundry amp model from Genome. Okay, so that was about 4 attempts to record 2 tracks. I usually try and record 2 of each track, just because. I don't think the first one that I recorded is as good as the second one. I think the second one might be satisfactory. Next up is an attempt at the first guitar track. I will probably double the guitar for this recording. For this one, I'll be using this PRS SE CE24 Satin that hopefully you watched the review of on the channel recently. And I'll be using, back to Genome again, I'm going to use the flatback amp model, which is Mesa Boogie inspired. I guess that's the appropriate way to say it, since they say that their amp models are not actual amps. If you're somewhat regular here to the channel, you'll know that that's not exactly my sound, but it's a sound that I've always loved. And for those of you who might want to jump in the comments and bitch about my shitty speakers, Editing Jim here, and I just want to say, while I'm not sure exactly how I'll be editing these videos together, I will say that while I will be recording the actual recording of each track, I won't be putting those full tracks as they're being recorded into the videos. You all won't hang around for it. You'll likely just see sections of the tracks being recorded. Mostly they'll be recorded for a potential performance video at the end of each of these episodes. So in most cases, for these single track recordings, you'll most likely just be hearing the room mic. When necessary, even if it's not a completed track, I'll put the recorded version into the video, like the upcoming recording of Guitar 1. So you'll be able to hear the difference between a single guitar and the layered guitars later on. You're in the room with me. You're hearing what I'm hearing for now. You'll hear the recorded version, at the end of this. Okay, so what we have here in the end is 3 guitar tracks. All 3 guitar tracks were using the same guitar in the same flatback amp model. One of the tracks is using the Friedman 6402 Dyne IR, which is 90s greenbacks for speakers. And the other 2 tracks are using the Friedman 412 Vintage 30 cab. 2 tracks are lightly panned right and left, like 5%, and 1 track right up the middle playing just the single notes and compressed to get almost like a ridiculously big guitar sound, or attempt to anyway. And then I kind of cut off the tracks at the same point and gave them all a little fade. So the next step for me is to mix this down and listen in a few different places. But you'll hear it right here. Let's record that drum track. It's also important to mention that at the end of each of these videos, or most of them, I'm hoping to have some sort of a full track for you to hear. These will be full unmastered tracks. In the end, there will be some sort of mastering, and if anything changes, like any parts are re-recorded or taken out or added, I will let you know. So anyway, that's it. That's the test. And if this video is something that you liked or found useful or something that you want to follow along on, I would appreciate it if you'd hit like and subscribe and ring the bell so you can be notified of the next episode. Thanks for watching.